Our journey begins not in a vibrant orchard, but in the desolate heart of the Kalahari, a land of ancient secrets and unforgiving sun. Here, amidst the windswept dunes and sparse scrub brush, lay the ancestor of a fruit we now cherish, Citrus lanatus. But this was no sweet, refreshing delight. Picture a small, hard, pale green sphere, its mottled rind hiding a bitter white flesh riddled with dark, numerous seeds. A far cry from the glistening, crimson slices that cool us on a summer's day. To the ancient sand hunter-gatherers, navigating this harsh, vast arid landscape, this wild melon was not a culinary treat. It was survival. In a world where water was a mirage, this humble plant offered salvation. Its extraordinary ability to retain moisture for months, even through the most brutal droughts, made it an invaluable reservoir. They weren't seeking sweetness, they were seeking sustenance, a liquid lifeline against the relentless thirst. Imagine a lean, weathered figure, their sun-worn hands carefully unearthing one of these vital gourds from the cracked earth. It was a tool, a precious vessel, a testament to nature's ingenious solutions in the face of extremity. This bitter desert fruit sustained generations, silently dictating the very possibility of life in such an arid realm. Yet, somehow, this rugged desert dweller would embark on an unimaginable migration, a transformation spanning millennia. From being a mere water source for nomadic bands, it would evolve. How did this stark, unappealing gourd, born of the Kalahari's harsh embrace, cross continents, shed its bitterness, and ultimately become a sacred symbol, a precious offering for pharaohs to carry into the eternal afterlife? The answer is woven into the very fabric of ancient civilizations, a story of human ingenuity, desire, and selective cultivation. From the parched embrace of the Kalahari, the humble wild melon embarked on an extraordinary odyssey. Its journey north, likely along ancient trade routes etched into the very fabric of early human movement, brought it to the lush, life-giving arteries of the Nile. Here, amidst the unparalleled fertility of the Nile Delta, a new chapter unfolded, far removed from its desert origins. For ancient Egyptian farmers, the Citrus lanatus was more than just a novelty. It was a plant of immense potential. While still primarily a water source, they recognized its inherent variability. Generations of meticulous observation and selective cultivation began. Imagine fields not just of grain, but of gourds, where farmers patiently chose seeds from fruits that were marginally larger, slightly less bitter, or held their moisture just a little longer. It was a slow, deliberate dance with nature, guided by an innate understanding of genetics long before the science existed. Over centuries, this dedication yielded remarkable results. The pale, bitter flesh gradually deepened in color, becoming sweeter, juicier, and less fibrous. The numerous, large seeds, while still present, became less dominant as the edible pulp expanded. The tough, mottled rind began to develop distinctive dark green stripes, and the fruit itself elongated, taking on the familiar torpedo shape we recognize today. This transformation is not mere conjecture, it is etched in stone. 4,000-year-old tomb paintings, vibrant even after millennia, offer undeniable evidence. They depict farmers harvesting striped, elongated watermelons, offerings of a prized fruit. The melon had transcended its role as a mere survival tool, ascending to a status worthy of the afterlife itself. It became a symbol of life, fertility, and abundance, deemed fit to accompany pharaohs on their eternal voyage, a testament to human ingenuity in shaping the natural world to satisfy both need and desire. It was no longer just a water source, It was a cornerstone of culture, a sweet gift from the gods, ripened by the sun and the diligent hands of the Nile's people. The domesticated watermelon, now a staple of Egyptian agriculture, rapidly ascended beyond mere sustenance. Its vibrant red flesh, a testament to generations of careful cultivation, was no longer just a thirst quencher. It became a symbol, a vital component of the very fabric of ancient Egyptian belief. Deep within the shadowy, ornate ancient Egyptian burial chambers, dimly lit by flickering torchlight, carved stone walls bearing silent witness, archaeologists have unearthed desiccated seeds of this prized fruit. Found alongside sarcophagi and funerary artifacts, within the tombs of pharaohs like Tutankhamun, these remnants reveal a profound spiritual purpose. The Egyptians believed the domesticated ancient Egyptian watermelon, with its deep red fibrous flesh and life-giving properties, offered essential hydration for the soul's arduous and scorching journey through the the treacherous underworld. Its deep red, fibrous flesh symbolized not just water, but also life-giving blood and rejuvenation, a portable, sacred reservoir designed to sustain the deceased through eternity. Far more resilient than fragile clay vessels, the fruit was a perfect, self-contained solution for both the afterlife and the immediate, punishing realities of long desert caravans. This unparalleled utility and sacred significance propelled the domesticated ancient Egyptian watermelon far beyond the fertile Nile Delta. As the Egyptian empire expanded, so too did the demand for this miraculous fruit. It traveled along established trade routes, carried by merchants and sustained by armies, becoming an invaluable commodity. From the bustling river ports to the far-flung outposts of the empire, the watermelon signified more than just a sweet treat. It was a testament to Egyptian ingenuity and a practical necessity for any long journey. The meticulous cultivation that had transformed the wild desert melon into a divine offering now faced a new challenge, meeting the demands of an expanding empire and its trade networks. This was the dawn of commercial agriculture for a fruit once considered a mystery, a sacred gift. The balance shifted gradually from intimate ceremonial use to widespread production, laying the groundwork for the global supply chains we know today. A journey that would eventually strip the fruit of its mystical aura, transforming it into an everyday commodity. The stakes were no longer just survival, but empire itself, powered by a fruit both sacred and supremely practical. Today, the ancient legacy of the watermelon continues to shape modern agriculture, not merely as a symbol, but as a crucial blueprint for survival. In brightly lit, ultra-clean botanical research laboratories, illuminated by the glow of screens and the hum of precise instruments, scientists are meticulously decoding the past. They're utilizing advanced genetic sequencing equipment on those very desiccated seeds unearthed from ancient Egyptian burial chambers, seeds that are thousands of years old. This cutting-edge research isn't a historical curiosity, it's a proactive response to our planet's evolving climate. By analyzing the DNA of the domesticated ancient Egyptian watermelon, along with its primitive wild desert ancestors, researchers are uncovering genetic markers for unparalleled resilience. They're identifying traits that allowed these ancient strains to thrive in harsh, arid environments, knowledge now invaluable for developing climate-resilient crops for our future. Remarkably, this deep dive into the genetic code has revealed forgotten electrolyte counts in the primitive wild desert melon. Far from a sweet treat, the small, hard, pale green, mottled rind, bitter white flesh, numerous dark seeds of the wild Citrullus linatus contained a potent, naturally occurring electrolyte solution. For ancient sand hunter-gatherers, facing the vast arid Kalahari Desert and its scorching sun, This wasn't just a food source. It was a primitive form of sports medicine, a vital, self-contained hydration packet against fatal dehydration. This discovery solves a long-standing mystery: the bitter gourd's sacred status. It wasn't the taste, but the life-saving properties that elevated it. The bitterness was a marker of its potent medicinal value, a survival secret whispered through generations before the Egyptians cultivated away its acrid notes for sweetness. From a desert survival tool, bitter yet life-sustaining, to a revered funerary offering, the watermelon's journey reveals how profoundly ancient wisdom can empower us to face future environmental challenges. It reminds us that even the simplest fruit, honed by millennia of natural selection and human ingenuity, can hold profound secrets not just to survival, but to enduring rebirth across civilizations.